Imagine, it's Monday morning, 6 o'clock, the alarm rings, you slowly open your eyes while the world beyond your window is already bustling with activity. It's the start of a new week and the start of another day at work. As you lay there staring at the ceiling, the question begins to raise. Do I really love what I do, and is this the path that truly brings happiness and fulfillment to my life? You take a deep breath and let your mind wander back to the days as a child when dreams and aspirations filled your thoughts. The dreams that made your heart race with excitement and anticipation. The dreams that fueled your creativity and inspired greatness within you. But somewhere along the way, the demands of life and the responsibilities have taken their toll. The spark that once burned bright within you may have dimmed, overshadowed by the routine and the mundane, trying to meet the expectations of others in society. Yet in this moment of reflection, you realize how important it is to find that one thing that sets your soul on fire. Because when you love what you do, work is no longer just work. It becomes a journey, an adventure filled with purpose and meaning, a driving force that pushes you to your limits, to overcome any obstacle, to explore new horizons and to reach for the stars. So as you reluctantly crawl out of bed and begin the familiar routine of getting ready for work, look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I truly living a life following my expectations and my passion? When I finished school with 19, I didn't have a bigger picture about how my life should look like or what goals I wanted to achieve. And to be honest, how many young people have such a clarity at this stage of life? But I had to do something, and as I was interested in engineering, I started an apprenticeship in mechatronics, and after finishing, I started to work in a large company that produces silicon wafers. It was okay, and at this time friends, girls and parties have been way more important anyway. The years were passing by, I've worked a lot and I began studying mechanical engineering besides my job just to do something for my career. I was busy all the time and I thought, well, that's how life looks like as you grow up. I never questioned myself if this was the right path or what's my actual purpose in life. But why does not meeting our expectations and following our heart and our passion will eventually make us unhappy? In our fast-paced world, we are all so busy and distracted with our jobs and meeting the expectations of both society and others that there's hardly any room for self-reflection. And if we do manage to carve out a moment of silence, we tend to instinctively reach for our smartphones to engage in some form of distraction or entertainment. But we all have things in life that are really important to us, even though we are not always consciously aware of them. And if there is a gap to the things we have to do every day, it causes dissatisfaction at some point. We don't recognize it immediately, and many of us think, well, it's not my dream job, but it pays well, or I only do this for a few years. However, if we continue without paying attention to our inner compass, the years slip by and poof, before we know it, 4 decades have passed and we remain stuck in the same routine. And as long as we don't listen to our heart, we eventually feel empty and depressed. For me, all that changed in 2011 when my girlfriend and I decided to quit our jobs, sell all our belongings and set off to a journey around the world on our motorcycles. The plan was pretty much straightforward. We explore the world for the next 2 years, return back home and get back into our own routines. But life happens while you're busy making other plans, John Lennon once wisely said, so over 5 years later we still called the road home. We've crossed countries so vast and lonely we had the feeling we were the only humans left on this planet. We've seen landscapes and animals so beautiful it made us marvel with awe. We've pushed ourselves to our limits and beyond, only to discover how inspiring and satisfying this can be. And we've encountered so many warm-hearted people, we were deeply touched. The road taught us so many lessons and made us grow in so many ways, we can't even describe it. And I finally found the time to let my thoughts run free without the permanent distraction and expectations of our hectic world. And that had a big impact on me because I found something I wasn't deliberately hoping for. Passion. In my case, this passion manifested as an unwavering love for adventure and landscape photography. Since those fateful days, I developed such a strong devotion to venture out and capture the beauty of the moment, no matter how challenging it may be. And that was the moment when I recognized the difference to an ordinary job. My motivation isn't driven by money or external appreciation, but by an inner spark that set my heart on fire and deeply fulfills me. And believe me, I'm very grateful for this gift. To find out more about our motorcycle adventure around the world, check out our new book we've recently wrote together with National Geographic. It's a story about dreams, freedom and the long road to get there, with stunning photos, inspiring tales and lessons only life can teach. You can get your copy via the link in the description, and if you're looking for even more inspiration, adventure and beautiful photography, please check out our Instagram account. But just because I discovered my passion didn't mean I followed her without doubts and struggles. After returning home at the end of 2016, we both knew we need to continue on our own path. But instead of fully focusing on our aspirations, we decided to work part-time at our former companies. The idea was to gain a certain financial security on the one hand and to have enough time to pursue our dreams on the other. But things didn't turn out the way we assumed. Society and routines had us back, and as longer we were affected by our surroundings and how a typical orderly life should look like, the more the spark that once burned bright within me faded. We've got told we are dreamers, and I had the feeling no one understood us. The longer I was exposed to this environment, the more doubts and fears arose, and this frustrated me extremely. Even though I was surrounded by people nearly every day, I felt more lost and lonely than ever before, and the gap between my expectations and reality got bigger and bigger, and eventually I had forgotten what my passion was about, and well, this felt like a part of my soul began to die. So I knew I had to change something about it. I started to research and to read books in every spare moment about self-development and what's our purpose in life in order to understand what went wrong. And eventually I stumbled upon a summary of the Café on the Edge of the World, which conveyed the idea that at some point every human being encounters a keyhole. Through it, they catch a glimpse of their lives and how it might look like if they were to pursue their dreams and aspirations. But then most of them never walk through this door because they are too anxious about leaving their comfort zone. What will other people think? Will I generate sufficient income from my passion, and am I truly capable of this? Are their worries. So they prefer to stay in their comfort zone even though this makes them dissatisfied. But I've been through this door, I've seen how much power a purpose in life and passion can ignite. So I decided to overcome my doubts and embark on a journey in order to find that door again. I rather face the fear and try than ask myself at the end of my life what it would have been like if I not only had looked through the keyhole, but actually walked through that door. So once again, we've sold all our belongings and set out into the unknown, and here we are. And I can't tell you why, but if I listen to my heart, I know this is the path I have to go, and that already fulfills me. But my vision has evolved during this hard time. From my own experience, I know how challenging following your own path can be. That's why I no longer want to inspire people just with beautiful pictures, but also with motivating stories. This was my story. Now it's time to start yours. So how can you find your determination and passion? Start self-reflecting. Create moments of silence and without distraction, especially your phone. Take time to listen to your heart, reflect on your interests, values and what brings you joy. What activities make you lose track of time, or where do you feel the most alive? Explore and be curious like a child. Get out of your comfort zone and try new things. Explore different hobbies, activities and experiences to find out what excites you. Remember your childhood, what fascinated you back then. Look for inspiration. Read books, attend workshops or follow people who inspire you. Expose yourself to new ideas and perspectives that may ignite your passion. Be persistent. Be patient in your search. Passion may not show itself immediately, but it often emerges through exploration and perseverance. And the most important advice, stop overthinking and take action. It doesn't matter in which direction your first steps may go, but if you don't move, you won't take a direction at all. And don't be afraid, after the first steps you will see life more clearly, and if necessary, you can always adjust the direction. Mark Twain once said the two most important days in our lives are the day you're born and the day you find out why. And I know, for everyone the word passion can have a slightly different meaning or even different names. You can call it love, determination or devotion. But ultimately it's something that drives us, that makes us a better person by creating something meaningful in our lives. This can be as a mother or father, a voluntary worker, an artist, an employee or a boss of a global company. It can be anything that is of value to you. The point is, life is not a race towards retirement to finally achieve freedom, but a marathon. We should enjoy as many moments as possible. And the key is to do something we love, because then the moments of joy will come by themselves. So never stop searching and keep listening to your heart, because it knows all the answers to the big questions in life. And if you have a moment of doubt, come back and watch this video again. I'm very sure you will find what you're looking for. By the way, our next epic adventure is just around the corner.
This year we're going to tackle some of the toughest off-road tracks in the world, but not with a four-wheel drive or a motorcycle, but with our little 50-year-old 50cc mopeds. This will be a hell of a ride, that's for sure. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel and check out our website.
Until then, take care and we're gonna see you somewhere on the road.